Many questions of SAT have a curveball. They are not hard questions, but if you rush, you lose marks, and if you slow down, question collapses. So it's basically a strategy based exams, and see the proper words in the question, like must versus could, number of solutions versus the solutions, for all versus there exist. So before selecting the answer, just see for the curveballs, right? And then check the option. And some questions in this are like lottery questions. They are easy. But again, you have to see every single word in it. Okay, let's see question number 1, bundle 7, model 1. The scatter plot shows the temperature in degrees Fahrenheit and the distance above sea level in feet measured at 6 locations on a mountain. A line of best fit is also shown. Okay, let's see. It's a lottery question because something is direct here you have to do. So this is the distance above sea level on the x-axis and temperature is on the y-axis, and these are some random points. That means when the data was collected, these were the sure shot points, and after plotting them, we create a line of best fit which is also given here. That is why it's a lottery question. Okay, let's see what's being asked. At a distance of 4,000 feet above sea level, what is the temperature in Fahrenheit predicted by the line of best fit? Predicted, because only some of the data is calculated. These are the points. And we have created a line of best fit which tells us the predicted uh, level, right? So here it is asked about 4,000. So if we see the line, this is the point 4,000 above sea level. And what is the temperature? Predicted temperature here, that is 35, right? Because I have explained this question to you, so I have taken like maybe a minute or two. But if you know how to do it and read the question carefully, this is just maybe 4 or 5 seconds question. Okay, so 35, that means B is the right option. Okay, now let's come to question number 2. A rectangle P has an area of 72 square inches. Okay, so rectangle P has area 72 square inches or inches square. If a rectangle with an area of 20 square inches is removed, 20 square inches is removed, that means new area is less by 20. So that means it is 52. Okay. What is the area in square inches of the resulting figure? Okay, so very, very simple, no formula, no proper math, nothing, just the game of words. So if you delete this 20 inches square from it, how much area is left? 52. So that means D is the right option, right? Question number 3, again, that is a lottery question. Let's see how. Absolute value of P plus 61 is equal to 65. Which value is a solution to the given equation? Okay, so that means we have to find this. Now, no need of paper and pen. Just do everything in your head, subtracting 61 on both sides. I am writing it just because, I am telling you how to do the question. But 65 minus 61 is 4. So absolute value of P is 4 and B is the right option. That's it. We have done this question. Okay. Now let's come to question number 4. Lorenzo purchased a, let's pay attention to this word because this can be very useful for our question, a box of cereal and some strawberries at the grocery store. He paid $2 for the box of cereal. Okay, so $2 for this. And $1.90 per pound for the strawberries. So that means strawberries are not 1 pound, they are more than 1 pound, and 1 pound costs 1.90. So that means whatever is the cost per pound times number of pounds strawberries purchased, that is 1.90p. If he paid a total of $9.60, that means this is about strawberries and this is about the box of cereal, and the total cost is $9.60. Okay. If Lorenzo paid a total of this for the box of cereal and the strawberries, which of the following equations can be used to find P, the number of pounds of strawberries he purchased? Assume there is no sales tax. Okay, so we have formed this. Okay, A is the right option for this. Now, what is different here and what we usually do? Let's see a question. Suppose I have to buy some chocolates, right? Some chocolates and some strawberries. So one box of chocolates, let's say $5. I have purchased some X boxes of it, and $1 say 1 pound costs like let's say $2, and some are purchased, and this is the total cost. So we are very used to when we see these kind of questions, because okay, this is the cost for chocolates and this is the total cost for strawberries. But here what is different, there is only one box of cereal which is $2. So it's a slight shift in the question, easily manageable if you read the whole question very carefully. Otherwise you may end up with some mistake, right? So the only point is read the question very very carefully. That's it. The two questions we are going to do today are really very direct questions. You can say them lottery questions if you know, read the question very carefully, and they are going to save a lot of time for you. Let's see the question. First question, question number 5th. The bar graph summarizes the charge in kilowatt hours a battery received each day for 15 days. Okay. So if let's read the data. So on x-axis this is charge kilowatt per hour. So zero charge is, and y-axis is the number of days. So zero charge is for 6 days. Zero charge is for 6 days. 8 charge is for 1 day. 9 charge is for 2 days. 11 charge is for 4 days. 16 charge is for 1 day only. 23 charge again is for 1 day. So why I have written this? Just to revise a kind of concept that coordinates we write. First one is the horizontal axis and second one is the vertical axis, reading here. So this zero charge, which is the x, and here that is the y. Okay, now let's see what the question is. For how many of these 15 days did the battery receive 0 kilowatt per hour? So total days are 15 and 0 kilowatt per hour is for 6 days. So we have to just read the data from the graph. Okay. So D is the right option. Perfect. Let's move to question 6th. A line in the xy plane has a slope of 9 and passes through the point 0 and -5. The equation y is equal to px plus r defines the line where p and r are constants. What is the value of p? Wonderful question in the sense that how this question is playing with the words. Now if we go with the very basics, y is equal to mx plus p is our linear equation where m is the slope, right? And this, in this question, slope is given directly. We have to do nothing. Equation is y is equal to px plus r. Value of p is asked, so this is not at all needed. Though it is given in the question, maybe you will start forming the equation first, but no need of that here, right? Slope is 9. Here p is the slope given directly, so value of p is equal to 9. That's it. No need to solve the whole question. Question number 7. What is the x coordinate of an x-intercept of the graph of this function in the xy plane? X coordinate. This is really important how we write our answer. Let's see. Whenever it is about x-intercept, we put y is equal to 0. X-intercept means some value of x and its y is 0. Okay. 0 is equal to 3, x minus 14, x plus 5, and x plus 4. So because this 3 is a constant, so let's divide it on both sides and we will get x. 0 is equal to x minus 14, x plus 5, and x plus 4. So because these are 3 factors, so any of them can be 0. Let's plug them by the 0 property. Right? So x is equal to 14. X can be 14, x can be negative 5, or x can be negative 4. Now in this question, there are no options. You have to write your answer, right? So be very careful what is asked. X coordinate of an x-intercept. Coordinates are not asked. X coordinate is asked. So it can be 14 and negative, or negative 5, or negative 4. All the 3 are correct. Now if instead of this x coordinates, question is like, what are the coordinates of the x-intercept? Read the words very carefully. So the coordinates will be 14, because this is the x-intercept, y will be 0, negative 5 and 0, and negative 4 and 0. Read the question. It's only about x coordinate. So it can be 14 or negative 5 or negative 4, right? But if coordinates are asked, you have to write the coordinate pair by writing y is equal to 0. Okay, perfect. Now let's come to question number 8. Okay, there is some graph. Y is the value in dollars and x-axis is the number of months after purchase. See, as soon as I see this graph, I can take a guess this question must be that something, maybe I have purchased a car. Okay, car cannot be of $225. So something I have purchased and now I want to sell it. And you know, if you purchase a new thing and try to sell it after some time, its value depreciates. This is what this graph is doing. That when the thing was purchased, its initial cost was this. It is in between 200 and 250, so that is $225 initially. I should not write dollars here because it's already given that the value is in dollars, so it's 225. After 4 months, its value will be this. After 8 months, its value will be 125. So it's decreasing every single time. Okay, we have understood the graph. Let's go to the question. The graph shown gives the estimated value in dollars of a tablet as a function of the number of months since it was purchased. What is the best interpretation of the y-intercept of the graph in this concept? Let's go to y-intercept. Okay, so this is the y-intercept, 0 month. That means we purchased the tablet at the at this rate, $225. That is the y-intercept. Okay. The estimated value of the tablet was $225 when it was purchased. Yes, exactly this. We are very sure for this, but let's read other options too. The estimated value of the tablet 24 months after. No, that is not the y-intercept. Y-intercept means input is 0. That means x is 0. That means month is 0. That means as soon as it was purchased, its value was 225. The estimated value of the tablet has decreased to 25. No, it's not rate of change. Its coordinates are 225, okay, 0 and 0 and 225. Wrong. The estimated value of the tablet No, that is not increase or decrease. That is a fixed value. So A is the right option, right? Just the game of words. Question number 9. Triangles EFG and JKL are congruent. Okay. Where E, F, and G correspond to J, K, and L respectively. Okay, so that when there is a word respectively here, that means we have to mind the sequence. First from here, E should be compared to first to the other data, which is J. So E is equal to J, F is equal to K because this is at the second place. F is second place for the first data and K is second place for second data, and G corresponds to L. Okay. If the measure of angle E is 45 degree, this is 45 degrees, and the measure of angle F is 20 degrees, what is the measure of angle J? Now, if you have written this data this way, angle J corresponds to angle A, so it's going to be 45 degree. We are direct. But if you start it another way, like draw first triangle and then second triangle and then draw the data on that, it may take a little bit of time. That is why it is always suggested that read the question carefully and write it whatever way is suitable for that particular question. So here that is the most suitable one. Now let me extend this question a little bit. We have already done this. B is the right option. What if angle L was asked? So because it is corresponding to angle G and two datas are already given, I will not draw this at all. I'll just find G by the angle sum property. So 45 degree plus 20 degree plus G is equal to 180 degree. Now 45 plus 20 is 65 plus G is equal to 180 degree. So angle G is just subtract 65 from here, which is 5, 1 and 1, 115 degrees, right? So L is also 115 degrees, correct? Perfect. Let's move to question number 10. The function f is defined by fx is equal to 1 by 2x plus 6. Okay. What is the value of f of 4? Very simple. We have to just plug in 4 wherever we see x. So that is equal to 1 by 4, 1 by 2, 4 plus 6. So 6 plus 4, 10 by 2, which is again 5. So D is the right option. Correct? Question number 11. Two graphs are given to us. This is an absolute value function graph. This kind of graph, either like this one or this one. So these graphs are always absolute value graphs. And one is a straight line. This one is a straight line. Let's see what the question is. The graph of a system of an absolute function, value function and a linear function is shown. Okay, we have already noticed this. What is the solution xy to this system of two equations? So we know that is the point of intersection, right? But here it is like exactly in between -3 and -4, this one, right? It is in between these two, and the y coordinate is the midpoint of 4 and 5. So that is simply the point of intersection thing. But here what is being checked? You know midpoint formula or not. So midpoint formula is like to find the x coordinates. It is x1 plus x2 over 2, and y coordinate is y1 plus y2 over 2. So it is between -3 and -4. So x is -4 plus -3, which will be -3 by 2, that is -7 by 2, and y is 5 plus 4 by 2, that means 9 by 2. Let's see the options. Yes, C is the right option. Correct? Question number 12. Y is equal to 6x plus 3. One of the two equations in a system of linear equations is given. Okay. The system has infinite many solutions. Which equation could be the second equation in this system? Now, as far as I am guessing, you must have done this in school that whenever equations are given in standard form, a1x plus b1y is equal to c1 and a2x plus b2y is equal to c2, then algebra wise the ratios should be equal. a1 over a2 is equal to b1 over b2 is equal to c1 over c2. If all the ratios are equal, then this system will have infinite solutions. This is algebra wise. Graph wise, if you draw the equations of the two graphs, like these are just kind of overlapping. Suppose this is the equation of the first graph and the second one will overlap it like this. This is graph wise, right? So one option is that draw this one on your graph because calculator is allowed there and check with all these options. Which lines are like overlapping? That will be the solution. But here using calculator may be not a very good option because if I use this ratio concept, this question seems to be quite easy. But because you are familiar with the standard form, that's okay. The ratio should be equal, right? So if I see this question, y is equal to 6x plus 3. So here if I compare it with this one, let's say I'm comparing it with a1, y is equal to 12x plus 3, right? So here this one is a1, this one is a2, we can count any. So 1 over 1 is not equal to 6 over 12. So A is not the right answer. Now let's check for B1. If you do the B, right? So B is like y is equal to 12x plus 12x plus 6. Compare this and this. 1 over 1 is not equal to 6 over 12. Right? This is 1 by 2. So that is also the not the right option. Now if you see this one, here 2 is multiplied, 2 here is multiplied, but 2 is not multiplied with 3, right? So if let's write it this way, 6x plus 3. So this equation will be 2y is equal to 12x plus 3. So yes, this is 1 over 2, correct? 6 over 12 is again 1 by 2, but 3 over 3 is 1. So all the 3 are not equal. So even C is not the right option. D is the right option. And yes, that explanation is correct. But if you are thorough with the concept, you can see in D equation, it is the same as the given one, right? The only option is that it is multiplied by 2 on both sides. That means if you cancel this 2, this equation will be exactly same as the given equation. So D is the right option. But even then, I just said the whole concept just to tell you the whole thing. This is kind of a privilege for me to tell the whole concept. Okay, question number 13th. If 6 by 7p plus 18 is equal to 54, what is the value of 7p? This is the main kind of proper SAT style question. P is not asked. What is asked? 7p. But let's calculate p first. So because 18 is a constant, so we'll do 54 minus 18 first. So 6 by 7p is equal to 54 minus 18. So that is 36. Okay. Now I'll multiply by 7 by 6 on both sides to find p because that will be cancelled. So p is equal to 42. But what we need 7p is equal to 42. So 7p, oh sorry, 7p is equal to 42. We need 7p, so we will multiply by 7 on both sides, and that will be 294. So 7p is equal to 294. Always see these kind of questions. You will find that, okay, variable directly is not asked most of the times. So read the question carefully. Now, 14th question I want to do with you. So just pause the video for a minute and try it, right? And once you are done, start it again and check it. Y is equal to 9x plus 12, x plus 7y is equal to 20. The solution to the given system of equation is xy. What is the value of y? Now here y is asked. One equation is in slope intercept form and another equation is in standard form. Now you must have noticed that in this situation substitution method is the most suitable one because we have direct value of y here which we can plug in here. So let's do x plus 7y is equal to 20. X plus 7, y is 9x plus 12 is equal to 20. Now what mistake we can do here? We can do like x plus 7 and oh, we forgot the parenthesis. And here everything will go wrong. So don't forget to put this parenthesis over here. So x okay, because I'm not using calculator, I'm doing it orally. So 64x is equal to 84 minus 20 negative 64 dividing by 64 on both sides, x is equal to negative 1. But what we have to calculate? We have to calculate the value of y. So let's use it here. Y is equal to 9x plus 12. Y is equal to 9 times negative 1 plus 12. Okay, y is 3. Now I just want to be extra sure because we have the habit that okay, first do the whole paper and then recheck it, right? And so I would suggest that method of rechecking should always be different from the method by which we are solving the question. So because we have calculated the value of y as 3, let's check it's working here or not. So for the first equation, if I put it in first equation, 9x plus 12 after solving should come up with 3. This is what we have done. So no need to do it again. Let's plug it in second one. So when x is negative 1 and y is 3, so it is negative 1 plus 21 plus 20. Yes. So now I have solved the question as well as I am confident that whatever I have written is correct. So that is always a good option to check your answer. Question number 15. A circle in the xy plane has equation x minus 13 whole squared plus y minus k whole squared is equal to 64. Okay. Which of the following gives the center of the circle and its radius? So center coordinates and radius. We have to find this. Now, because this is a question about radius, so the very basic property of this circle is that if the coordinates of the center are h and k, let's say h and k, distance of this point from from hk to any point on the circle xy, this is the radius and it is same throughout. Whatever you point you take on the periphery of or the circumference of the circle, it's going to be same, right? So what I'm saying, length is same. What I'm saying, distance is same. So that means we will apply the distance formula because this is r. So r is equal to square root of x minus h whole squared, x minus h whole squared plus y minus k whole squared. And because we have square root sign, so let's square both sides. Squaring both sides, r squared is equal to x minus h whole squared plus y minus k whole squared. So that is this, simple application of the distance formula. Now in our question, this is x minus 13 whole squared plus y minus k whole squared, x minus 13 whole squared plus y minus k whole squared is equal to r squared. Because it's 64, so I am writing it as a squared. So that means coordinates of h and k, just compare these to 13 and k, and radius is 8. Correct? So center is at 13k and radius is 8. So A is the right option. Okay, you may be tricked that 13k is the radius and radius is 64. So you have to remember this thing, that just to remove the square root sign, we square the both sides, right? And for that reason, r is 8, not 64. Okay, now let's come to question number 16. F of x is equal to absolute value of x minus 4x. F of x is equal to absolute value of x minus 4x. Now I have to do the uh, uh, right option. We have to do the right option. So let's solve it. Let's minimize the calculations. So x minus 4x, these are like terms. So I can just do it like this, right? So that is equal to 3x because that is the absolute value. So that means f of x is equal to 3x. F of 5, replace x with 5. So 3 times 5, which is 15. F of a is equal to 3a. Now, according to question, f of 5 minus f of a is equal to negative 15. Let's write that. F of 5 minus f of a is equal to negative 15. F of 5 is 15 minus 3a is equal to negative 15, right? Okay, adding 3a on both sides. So that will be cancelled. 15 is equal to negative 15 plus 3a. I am writing it because I have to explain every step. But what is expected that if you have reached here, just do every calculation now in your head and find the value of a. Okay, now adding 15 on both sides. So that means 3a is equal to 30. Dividing by 3 on both sides, a is equal to 10. So C is the right option. Here this is the catch. If you keep on writing, 5 minus 4 times 5, that is correct. But a little bit of smartness helps us to reduce a lot of time and lot of mental energy. Correct? Okay. Question number 17. For the exponential equation f, value of f of 0 is c. Okay. F of 0 is c, where c is a constant. Of the following equations, then define the function f, which equation shows the value of c as the coefficient or base. So the question is, this c should be coefficient, like any of these, and or base, right? Okay, now we know a property that when x is equal to 0, in this case, the power will become 0 and that will be equal to 1, right? So here, if x is 0, you will be left with 22 only. Now you will say, why can't we put x as negative 1? No, it is given. F of 0 is equal to c. So you have to replace x with 0 and check which options, which of the options give you it as a constant or the coefficient. So if you put x 0 over here, right, in the first option, let's say do it in the first option. So that will be 22 and 1.5 raised to power 1, and their product will be our answer. But what we need, that when we put x is equal to 0, either of them should be the answer. So this is the only case that when you put x is equal to 0, f of 0 is equal to 33. C is 33. In this particular question, understanding the question is more, is very, very important. How you understand the meaning of this, which equation shows the value of C as a constant, as a coefficient or the base. And this is a question which is repeated many times in the previous exams as well. So I hope that the function f of t is equal to 40,000, 2 to the power t over 790. That means rate is double every time. After a certain period of time, bacteria gets double, right? That is the meaning of this 2 over here. And 40,000 is the initial number. When we started the reading, 40,000 was the initial number, and after a certain period of time it doubles. So that is the meaning of this equation. Gives the number of bacteria in a population t minutes after an initial observation. This is the initial observation. How much time in minutes does it take for the number of bacteria in the population to double? So it doubles, that we know. But after how many minutes it doubles, that we have to show. Now, because I'm explaining this to you, so let's say double is like 80,000, that is the double of 40,000, is equal to, I'll just write certain steps, but what is expected, I'll tell you in between. So if you divide by 40,000 on both sides, that will become 2 is equal to 2 raised to power t over 790. Now, this is a situation when whenever bacteria doubles, every time this number will be double of this. So there's a logic behind it. If it doubles, you will end up with 2 over here, right? So if we are seeing this pattern in every single question, so whenever we get a question with like doubles, so just put 2 over here, right? And when it triples, put 3 over here. So now we have a logic. That can be different, but if it is doubling, this side will always be 2. But our good luck with this question is that it's again 2, right? So we will use the property when a of x is equal to a of y, that is the property of exponents. That means bases are same on the opposite side of equal to sign, then x is equal to y, right? So 2 raised when it is 2, that means it's 2 raised to power 1. Now bases are 2, so we can equate the powers t over 790 multiplying by 790 on both sides. So that is 790 minutes. That means B is the right option. If you read these questions seem to be like, oh my god, such a horrible equation this is. But if you have done certain number of questions, you must be familiar with the pattern. These type of questions have a pattern, right? So just apply this pattern and the question becomes super duper easy. Okay, let's come to question number 19th. 12 over n minus 2 over t is equal to negative 2 over w. Okay, the given equation relates the variable n, t and w. N is greater than 0. Okay, t is also greater than 0. Perfect. And w is greater than t. We don't know where this will be used. Let's check. Which expression is equivalent to n? Okay, so we have to do something. N is equal to something. First concept, you have to be very careful about this. Suppose n is a numerator. So the first thought is like, let's reciprocate, and what we do, n over 12 minus t over 2 is equal to negative w over 2. No, that is not correct. We cannot reciprocate if we have two fractions which are added or subtracted. No, right? Why not? Again, that is a basic concept, but we cannot do that. You can take any value of n and t and check. If we need to reciprocate, that should be a single fraction. So let's do some calculations to make it easier. As we can see, 2 is a common multiple here. So let's take 2 common from both sides. Now dividing by 2 on both sides, this is 6 over n minus 1 over t is equal to negative 1 over w. Okay, because we need n, so we will move t to other side. 6 over n is equal to 1 over t minus 1 over w, right? Oh, it's a wonderful question. Okay, now let's take LCM on both sides. W minus t, oh no, that's correct, over tw is equal to 6 over n. Now how have I done this step? Like butterfly method, right? This denominator is multiplied with this numerator. This denominator is multiplied with this numerator, and these two denominators are multiplied together. So that is the butterfly method. First method is this. This numerator with this denominator, this numerator with this denominator, and two denominators together. But if you want to do it with like making the denominator same, so just multiply by t on both sides this one, and multiply by w on both sides on this one. So this will make the denominator same, and w minus t is the numerator now. This is one way, this is another. You're comfortable, where you are comfortable with. Now because I have this fraction over here and this over here, now we can reciprocate. So that is n over 6 is equal to tw over w minus t. Now multiply by 6 on both sides. Why? Because we need n. So 6 tw over w minus t. That means D is the right option. Right? Have we satisfied every condition? W is greater than C. Yes. Because if W is greater than T, only then this will give me the positive result. Yes, we have covered every situation, and I think this question is clear to you. Question number 20th. During a study, the temperature in degrees Celsius of the air in a chamber was recorded to nearest integer at certain times. Okay. The scatter plot shows the recorded temperature Y in degrees Celsius of the air in chamber X minutes after the study, chamber X minutes after the start of the study. Okay, so some data points are given, like it's 1 4 2 6 3 12 4 8. So temperature is decreasing also. Okay, let's see what the question is. What was the average rate of change? Okay, if I stop here, average rate of change is slope. That can be rise over run. Okay, I should not do it like this. Rise, that means vertical distance, over run, that means horizontal distance. It can also be y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. It can also be like delta y. Okay, let's leave that. So these are the formulas. Of the recorded temperature of the air in the chamber from x is equal to 5 to x is equal to 7. So x2 minus x1 is given. Let's say this is x1 and this is x2, and that is 7 minus 5. Let's go to the graph. So this 7 is x2. So when x2 is 7, y2 is 24. Okay, so this is 7 and 24 are the coordinates. 7 and 24. 5 goes with 14. So 5 and 14 are the coordinates. So 5 is x1 and this is y1. This is x2 and this is y2. So that means y2 minus y1 is 24 minus 14 is equal to 10 over 2 is equal to 5. So average rate of change of temperature is 5. Slope is 5. Rise over run is 5. Let's see in terms of rise over run. If we see that, like, let's do. So let's come till 5. And this is run. So how much is the rise? 14 to 24, which is done. How much is the run? 5 to 7, 2. So your style, your method, whatever you are comfortable with. But this is the meaning of average rate of change. That is the check here. Okay. Let's come to question number 21. In August, a car dealer completed 15 more than 3 times the number of sales the car dealer completed in September. So here these are word problems. Friendship time. Listen to the question in the same way as you listen to your friend, right? And try to convert its English language into mathematical impression. So 15 more than 3 times the number of sales. So I have decoded this particular part. Now let's say what is this? In August, okay, a car dealer completed 15 more than 3 times the number of sales the car dealer completed in September. So in September, there is some sale, and in August, this is the one. In August and September, so S is the sale in one of the months, and in another one, it is, that means combined sales is as in August and September. The car dealer completed 363 sales. That means it is for both the months. One is August and another one is September. These are like terms. Fold S, subtracting 15 on both sides. So that is 8, 4, 348. Dividing by 4 on both sides, 387. So S is 87. Now that is a DIY for you. This S is the sale of September or it is the sale of August. That is DIY for you. Just think about it and tell me in comments. The table shows 3 values of x and their corresponding values of y, where s is a constant. There is a linear relationship between x and y. Okay, so linear relationship, let's mark them first. x1, y1. If this is x2, that is the corresponding y2. If this is x3, that is the corresponding y3. Now, whenever it comes about linear relationship, we are very much comfortable with this. But this is the y-intercept when x is 0. Some value b is there, which is not given in our table. So that means for this particular question, this formula directly will not work, right? We can do that, but that will be very lengthy. So what should we do? Okay, we have to apply this formula. And if we are using, x1, y1 thing, so m is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, right? You have to be very careful. Sometimes we make a mistake. What is the mistake? This value should be after negative sign. See this sequence, right? It should always be here. You cannot do, okay, y1 minus y2. That will be wrong. Though the slope will be correct, right? It will end up at the same value. But this equation, in this equation, this value should be after the negative sign. Be very, very careful about this. Now let's put the values. Let's say y1 is 24 is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, let's do this. And x1 is minus 2s. Y minus 24. This is negative 3 over negative s plus 2s. S, x, negative, negative, positive. plus 2s multiplying by s plus 2s, open the bracket, sy minus 24s is equal to negative 3x minus 6s. Okay, let's do it here. So sy, adding 3s on both sides, 3x on both sides, and adding 24s on both sides. Sy plus 3x is equal to 18s. Sy plus 3x is equal to 18x. Okay. Sy. This is sy, right? So B is the right option. Okay. Before doing this question, let's understand its property first. This is a triangle. Let's say this is 3 and 4 and 5, and this angle is of 90 degree. And this angle is theta, right? If I apply the angle sum property here, so this angle will be like this is 90 degree and this is theta plus whatever this angle is equal to 180 degree by angle sum property. So x is equal to 180 minus 90 minus theta. So that means 90 minus theta. So this will be 90 minus theta. And that is true every single time. Because it is true every single time, learn this pattern that this is 90 degree, this is theta, and this is 90 minus theta. Okay. Now, if this is the case and it's true every single time, so let's do sine theta and cos theta. So sine theta is opposite over hypotenuse, 3 over 5, and cos theta is adjacent over hypotenuse, 4 over 5. Now let's do cos of 90 minus theta and sine of 90 minus theta. So cos of 90 minus theta, then adjacent is this and hypotenuse is this, and sine of 90 minus theta is opposite is this and hypotenuse is this. So you see, sine theta is equal to cos of 90 minus theta, or cos of 90 minus theta is equal to sine theta, and sine of 90 minus theta is equal to cos theta. So these are the two identities you have to learn after understanding why these are equal, right? Now, if I apply these identities over here, so I can write sine 24 as cos of 90 minus 24, which is cos of 66. So cos 66 is equal to sine 24. Because there are so many options with like 66 and 24, so we will see every possible conversion. And cos 66 is, if you do cos 24, that will be equal to sine 66 by applying this formula. If you do sine 66, that will be equal to cos 24. And if you do cos 24, that will be equal to sine cos 66 that we have done before, that is equal to sine 24. I'm just applying this formula everywhere. Now let's see which option can help us. This sine 24 can be cos 66, right? So that means cos 66, cos 66, cos square 66. Okay, let's understand one more thing. Cos 66 squared. Actually, that squared is placed here. You can also write it as this. But this is not equal to this. because here you are not squaring the trigonometric ratio, you are squaring the angle. So that is not equal. So that means if you have to write it as cos 66 times cos 66, that is cos square 66. And similarly, if I just convert this into cos, because I can see this option, so sine 66 is cos 24, right? So I can write it as cos 24. Cos 24 times cos 24 is cos square 24 or cos 24 whole squared. So C is the right option. Correct? Question number 26. The cost of renting a carpet cleaner is $52 for the first day and $26 for each additional day. Proper SAT curveball question. Whenever you will see, okay, that is $26 for each additional day, the first thought is like, okay, 26 is the rate of change. So y is equal to mx plus b is the right option here. And 26 is the rate of change and 52 is the initial value. And this is in our options, so that means I'm going correct. No. Let's understand why. If you are saying 52 is the initial value, that means input is 0, right? Or here, that is the number of days. Number of days is 0. That means this 52 is like you have not taken the carpet cleaner yet, but you are doing $50, $52. That means you are just, giving the initial amount, which is not the case here. This 52 is for first day, right? And then on second day, this is 52 plus $26 for second day. And for third one, 52 plus 26 plus 26 for the third day. So this is like one step down. So that means when we put like this, CD is equal to 26D plus 52, but here we have to subtract 1 from it because this one day is already taken by this 52. So now that is the real equation, right? So let's solve it. 2060 minus 26 plus 52. 2060 minus 26 plus 52 is plus 26. So that means A is the right option. Wonderful question to tell you the curveballs of SAT. Very nice question. Okay. Now we are coming to a question like here if we apply a shortcut or you can say logic, right? It's going to be super duper interesting question. Now, when it is about minimum value, so the method we know is actually this equation should be in this form, right? And the minimum value is like x, this x is asked, right? And this is the minimum value and this is x where this minimum value will occur. So that means x is equal to minus b by 2, that is asked, right? Or you have to convert it into vertex form by completing the square. These two methods you know, right? Apply completing the square and this will be converted into a x minus h whole squared plus k. But why not try a very logical, simple method? So that simple method is like first concept I am going to apply is this is our Cartesian plane, right? And if a line is parallel to the y-axis, that means it has fixed x value, right? Some value, let's say c, which is fixed. Now, if I apply this to my question, let's apply this. This is our Cartesian plane. And if x minus 2 x plus 15, that means if we find the two x-intercepts, so it's 2 and let's say negative 15. So it is somewhat like this and we have to find this value. That means this line is like passing through the vertex. So I'm using this concept. First is this. Second is, because parabola is always symmetric across this is the axis of symmetry. So how much is there will will be same as on the other side. So that means that is the midpoint, right? And what is the midpoint? X is equal to x1 plus x2 upon 2, because we need only x. So we are this is the formula for the y, which will not be true in this case. We need only x. So we are going to apply this negative 15 plus 2 by 2. So x is equal to negative 13 by 2. So that is the value of x where fx will reach its minimum. So you see, we have not done this. We have not done this either. These two are lengthy. This one is okay, but this is very lengthy. So no need to do them. And just apply the simple logics of coordinate geometry. Isn't it wonderful? These two questions are really, really wonderful.